Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Hi friends, make sure that you subscribe and you like this video, and also press the bell because the bell will let you know when a new video comes out. If you love Heidi, Cherry and Vaya, make sure that you go to the link below and you join the Patreon group. Then you'll be part of the Cat Club and you'll get 3 exclusive stories every month for just $7 a month. I hope you enjoy the meditation. I love you. Bye. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Make sure that you're laying down in your bed and you're super comfortable. I'm sure you've had a busy day. Maybe it was a great day. Maybe it was a stressful day. Either way, lay down, get comfortable so that you can relax and let go of that day of yours. Heidi, Cherry and Vaya were with 2 of their bestest twinsy friends, Xander and Jaylee. Xander and Jaylee were super stressed. Their stress levels were high. They were going to start public school, and they'd never been to public school before. They'd always been homeschooled. Heidi, Cherry and Vaya were trying to put the stressful emotions and worries and fears about all the unknown about public school, how to make friends, will they be bullied, what the teachers will be like, the fact that they already knew that they were going to be separated in 2 different classes for the first time ever. It was a lot. It was a lot for Xander and Jaylee to take in. And they were so stressed. Heidi said, "You know what I like to do when I'm super stressed? I like to think about the thing that I'm stressed about, right? So, if I was you and I was stressed about starting a new school, a public school, if I was stressed about how it was so different and what it would be like and all of that, I would make kind of like a pros and cons list." Cherry said, "Oh yeah, OMG, yeah, that's such a good idea. I've done this so many times, guys. Look, Z and J, listen to me, guys, my besties. Listen, my little twinsies. Look, listen, right? I've done this with Heidi so many times, and it makes me feel so much better. I'm like, oh, Heidi, thank gosh you're so smart. Heidi, thank gosh you read so many books. Heidi, thank gosh you're my sister. Because, you know, like, if you didn't do it, then all that ever happens when you're super worried about something is you just get even more worried. You just get even more super upset, even more super worried, even more super stressed, because all of these thoughts and all of these feelings are traveling around in your head, and you just don't know what to do, and it gets like so overwhelming because they're just going back and forward in your head, and you're like, OMG, I'm gonna explode. That's what I do anyway. So listen to what Heidi's saying. Heidi started talking again. So let's get a piece of paper and a pen and let's make pros and cons list for your particular problem. Jaylee went to get a piece of paper and a pen from her dresser in her bedroom. Xander sat down, looking very focused, thinking already about what could be pros, what could be the good things, and what could be cons, what could be the bad things about this new experience that they were both super stressed about. Xander said, "Cons. I have a con. We're going to be separated. We're in different classes." Jaylee said, "Yes, definitely a con." Heidi said, "Okay, I'll write that under cons, but why is it a con? It could actually be a pro. It could be really good to just be these individual people for a change instead of twins always together, because you were always together when you were homeschooled, right? The twins nodded, yes. So even though it's scary and it's new and we're going to put it under cons, it could actually turn out to be a pro, because you might learn more about yourselves individually. You might learn to do things differently without each other being right by each other's sides. So yes, it's scary because it's new, but that's good, Xander, that's good. Let's put that under cons. Jaylee said, what if we get bullied? I've heard that you get bullied in public school. Said Heidi. Right, we'll put that under cons. Cherry said, OMG, you know, you could actually get bullied anywhere, really, if you think about it, right? I once went to a roller skating ring. I mean, you'd think that was the happiest place in the world, right? But there was this big cat, and he was so fast, and he was pushing his way through everyone, and one of my favourite songs comes on, and I was like, oh, this is so much fun. I'm going to dance to my favourite song while I roller skate. And he came by really fast, and he pushed me really fast, and he was almost like, get out my way. And I was like, wow, you big lubbocks. And I said, hey, watch what you're doing. And this guy said, get out of my way. I'm focused. I'm busy. Get out of my way. This is my ring. And I was like, what? OMG, since when is a roller skating ring particularly one person's? Never in a million years, is it? But my point is, anyway, getting sidetracked, guys. My point is, you could get bullied anywhere. Anywhere. You could probably get bullied if you went shopping with your mum sometimes. You never know, because sometimes there might be some awful kid down an aisle that's decided that they don't like you, and they go, hey, you. And maybe they're just mean, or they say something mean to you. And you're like, what on earth? Where did that come from? I'm shopping with my mum. And you'd be like, wow. Heidi said, I think what Cherry's trying to say is, yes, bullying could happen, because we're moving into a different arena, right? We're moving into a place that has more people, more kids. And with more kids comes more different things that could come up. When you go from homeschooling with just 2 kids, just you two, to a school that's probably got hundreds of kids, you're gonna meet people that maybe aren't so nice. But the good thing about that, guys, is if it ever did happen, you would learn how to deal with bullies. You would have to learn how to deal with them. You'd learn how to maybe stand up for yourselves. You'd maybe learn how to, stay away from kids like that. You'd learn all of these new experiences on how to deal with people, how to deal with other kids, that you wouldn't get the opportunity to at home if you were being homeschooled forever and ever and ever. So it could be a pro, eventually, because you're gaining all of these new experiences. And new experiences are like reading lots of books. It makes you grow and become a wiser person, a more experienced person, because you're having all of these new experiences. Xander and Jaylee said that they'd never thought about it like that before. Even though it was very scary to think that they could be bullies, at the same time, life brings all sorts of different experiences. And the more experiences you have, the more your intellect grows and your emotional maturity grows, because you learn to deal with different situations. Jaylee said, okay, we'll put it under a con, but it could possibly be a pro eventually. Good point, Heidi. Okay, let's move on, said Heidi. What else is worrying you? Xander said, what if we get awful teachers? Vaya piped in here. I know, right, that is kind of scary. Because sometimes some people talk differently and act differently and just kind of respond to things differently. So you're so used to your mom or maybe your dad being your teacher, or having other parents that are in the homeschooling group be teachers, if that's what you did. But your teacher, if they're a horrible teacher, they probably won't be employed because most schools employ nice teachers. Yes, some teachers might be strict, and some teachers might be maybe a little bit colder, not so friendly, but they're not going to be mean, horrible teachers that could get away with anything that was really, really bad because they probably lose their jobs. Jaylee said, Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Heidi said, That's a really good point, Vaya. Okay, so your teacher might have characteristics or a personality that you don't like so much. One good thing is, Cherry piped in, You know what's a good thing that I just thought of? Sorry, Heidi, I just thought it was so important. If you do get a teacher that you don't particularly get along with very well, don't worry about it because it's only for a year. Because next year you'll probably have a different teacher, right? Right? High-five me. High-five me, kids. High-five me. The twins high-fived Cherry, even though it was a good point, but still a year is a long time to not have a good teacher. Heidi said, Look, just don't worry about it. I bet, because you're so awesome, that your teacher would probably love you anyway. And if things are different from the way that you're normally being taught, that's okay. Remember, because we're going back to that point where something different helps you to grow sometimes. Right? If you always did the same thing, if I always read the same book over and over and over and over, I wouldn't ever grow and change and get more interesting and be more intelligent or more smart. The fact that I try and read all different types of books means I take in all different information. Don't worry about the teacher thing, even though I put it under a con. For now. What about pros? Think of some pros, guys. Jaylee said, We might meet lots of new friends. Cherry said, OMG, such a good point. Such a good point. Right? Friends. I love friends. Friends. Friends forever. Besties. Frenzies. Whatever it is. I was trying to think of a song that had friends in, but I couldn't think of one. Friends. No, I can't think of it now. But anyway, listen, right? You know me, guys. You know me. I've got so many friends. I don't think you can have enough friends. I think it's good if you have all different type of friends. And I think you guys are going to make so many friends because you're so awesome. You're like funny. You're like smart. You're like, I don't know, just cool. It's cool being a twin. Who don't want a friend that's a twin? I think that's so awesome. I tell people all the time that I'm friends with you guys because you're twins. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got friends that are twins. It's like kind of like I can show off a bit. Yeah, my friends are twins. Yeah, my little Z and my little J. You know, they're like twinsies and I love them. Yeah, it's so good being a friend with a twin. You know why? Because sometimes it's like you've got two people for one. Two for the price of one. Anyway, yeah, what we're saying. Friends, right? You got to make friends. So, are you worried about making friends at all? Because, you made friends with us so easily. I think all you got to do, right, is just like approach people and say, oh, hi, my name's Sandra. Or you go like, hi, my name's Jaylee. Or if like somebody's doing something or like somebody's talking, say a group of kids talking about something and you know about that topic, you can kind of say, oh yeah, by the way, I learned that blah, 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 about blah, blah, blah. Oh, did you guys know that blah, 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 blah? Like common interests is my point. If you've got something in common with someone, that's a good way to make friends. So like if they really like blue, for example, because you notice that someone at school's dressed in blue all the time and you're like, do you really like blue? Because I like blue. Blue's like my favourite colour. That's something in common.
It's a really good way to approach other kids. Or you can just be like, yeah, my name's Jaylee and I'm new and I'm a twin. I'm a twin and I'm kind of awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that if I were a twin, I'd be like, yeah, I'm awesome, I'm a twin. But, not everybody thinks twins are awesome. I don't know who. Does anybody here, in the right mind, think that twins are awesome? Nobody said anything. Exactly. That's my point. Twins are like the bestest thing in the entire world. I love them. I love them. I love them. I mean, you're cool just because of that, right? But even if you didn't mention you were a twin, right? Even if you just kind of went in and we were working on the theory of, look, this is me. I'm Xander. I don't have my sister with me right now, but that's okay. I'm trying to make friends and I'm alone in this new class and I'm a bit nervous, but it's okay because now I'm going to look around the room and think, I like that person. I like their smile. Or, ooh, that person looks like a bully. Or, ooh, I like that person because they like cars and I like cars. Or, ooh, I like that person. They wear rainbow headbands. I love rainbow headbands. You know what I mean? Just kind of weigh up the classroom, weigh up the people on the playing ground, play field, or whatever it is, and just think, yeah, I think I'd like to be friends with this person. And then walk over and say, hi, my name's Xander, and it'd be cool if you kind of showed me around, or I'm new and, what's your favourite class? I love reading. Or what's your favourite class? I love PE. I love exercise. Exercise is my life. Just start talking to people like that and see. Heidi said, yeah, that's really good, Cherry. Because, you've got to meet people somehow, and I think finding something in common with other kids is a good way to approach them. Also, explaining that you're new, and it'd be nice if, they maybe told you about some of the kids in class. Who's this person? What do you think they're like? Who's that person? What do you think they're like? What do kids normally do at playtime or at recess time? By the time they'd gone through as many pros that they could think about and as many cons as they could think about, they realized that most of the cons on the list were coming from a place of being scared and worried and kind of nervous. And those cons could possibly very easily turn into pros eventually. So yes, it might be rough for a couple of weeks. It might be difficult because it's so new. Change is always difficult, but they're going to feel so much better once they've settled in. They might even make lots of good friends, new friends. They might learn things about themselves that they didn't learn from being homeschooled and being together all the time. And this is going to help them to grow and evolve and become more confident, more emotionally intelligent, more mentally intelligent because they're having all of these new experiences. They're going to be geniuses by the time that they've got through this experience. The cats eventually went home and left Xander and Jaylee feeling a lot better about starting their new school. All will be well. Eventually, everything will work out just fine. When the cats got home, they brushed their teeth, washed their faces, and hopped into their big, soft, comfortable cat bed. They told each other how grateful they were for each other and how awesome each one of them are and how much they loved each other. And then eventually, they fell fast asleep. The end.